guys, it's Kim Becking. I am here today to talk to you about a tough subject, one that I've heard a lot about from a lot of you, and one that I've had a lot of experience dealing with in my own life, and that is how to deal with the negative and toxic people in your life. Here's the thing. We are all going to deal with negative people. We are all going to have those types of people in our life, whether we want them or not. And so I want to really briefly share with you today some tips on how you can deal with these types of people in your life. You know the ones. You know the dream suckers, the dream killers, the bullies, the naysayers, those people that are always negative, whether it's at work, whether it's at home. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Melanie. And so we need to learn how to not let these people steal our joy and realize that life is simply too short. And so I'm going to give you 6 quick tips that you can use today in your own life. Because here's the thing, we may have negative people at work, we may have negative people at home, it may be a family member. How do you get rid of a family member? That's really, really a hard one. So here we go. So the number one tip, hey guys, life is too short, that's right, Tina. The number one tip to deal with negative and toxic people in your life is this. Remember to come from a place of compassion and empathy and kindness. Try to see where they're coming from first. Take a deep breath. Talk to them. See if there's something else going on to make them feel that way. And remember that sometimes it's about them, not about you. So try not to take it personal. Be positive. Be that example. And really focus on having kindness and compassion first. That's the first key. The second key is to set boundaries. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. They are so important. And it is hard sometimes, particularly for those perhaps that we love and that are family members, but maybe they are negative and maybe they do drag us down sometimes. And so don't give those people that time or that space in your life. And it may be hard, and you may want to engage. You may want to engage back. And I remember when I was going through my divorce, there were so many times I wanted to say something and I wanted to engage, but instead I bit my tongue and I set those boundaries, and I learned how to communicate in a way that worked for me and that did not suck the energy and the life right out of me. And so it's really your choice and it's your boundaries. So think about, what are those things that you can do today to deal with those negative people or toxic people? And here's the thing, there are all levels of negative people and toxic people in our life. And some, they may just be an annoyance, right? They may talk too much, or they may bug us at work, or they sometimes may be your own kids, right? But it's learning that, those folks, you can set those boundaries. Now, I'm going to talk in a minute about there are those folks who perhaps are toxic and perhaps are folks that you need to just eliminate from your life. And those are the folks who are the manipulators, or who are perhaps even dangerous. I know I've talked to many clients over the years who have been in some dangerous situations where they just needed to eliminate that person from their life instead of just distancing themselves. So setting boundaries is number 2. Number 3 kind of goes along with the setting boundaries, but it's about limiting communication. Those negative people, sometimes you may be able to come back at them and listen and ask them, what solution do you have? Focus on the solutions. You be the ones to be that light, to be that positivity, to say, then what would you suggest? Really be solution focused and put it back on them and see if that helps. And if not, limit communication and communicate in a way that works for you. I know, as I said, during my divorce, or I've even had some bosses in the past or colleagues in the past where I had to learn how to communicate with them in a different way. And, my ex-husband, that's a whole nother story. And in that manner, I had to learn how to really just communicate by text or by email. And that worked for me. So you have to figure out what works for you. And for goodness sakes, if you've got a toxic or negative person in your newsfeed right here on Facebook, limit that. hide them, or better yet, unfriend them if you don't need that in your life. That's okay. But first come from that place of compassion and empathy and understanding and kindness. But then really think about the boundaries and think about limiting that communication and figuring out what works for you. And the fourth key, and this is one of my favorites, is to focus on the fillers in your life. There are 3 types of people in life. There are the fillers, there are the drainers, and there are those who sit there. So a filler, what's a filler? A filler is a person who fills you up. You know the type of people, whether it's at work, it's that boss that you love, that's so positive, that provides you that feedback, that gives you that freedom to really soar. It's that friend who, after you go to coffee with them, you are filled up. You are so filled up. Those are the fillers in life. So surround yourself with those fillers, with those people who love you and who support you unconditionally and who are there for you. And let go of those drainers, right? Those folks who suck the life right out of you. Let those people go and find those new friends. Get that new job. Build a new relationship. Whatever it is, to surround yourself with more of those fillers and to focus on those folks. Because, sometimes in life we may outgrow a relationship. We may outgrow a friend. And it doesn't mean you have to be mean. Again, start with number 1, which is kindness. Be kind, but perhaps it's that you just start to avoid them. You may not cut them out completely, but avoid them and really realize you may have outgrown that relationship or that friendship, but really to focus on those fillers. Again, fill your life up with fillers. Number 5 is really to rise above. Don't become someone you're not because of the negative and toxic people in your own life. And this is a really hard one sometimes. I know there have been many days where I wanted to say what I really felt and I wanted to go low. I wanted to go to that level. But we've got to learn to rise above. We've got to learn to bite our tongue. We've got to learn to stay positive and to be kind and to be who we are. And to stay true to our values. Be who you are. Be kind. Walk away. Do not engage. There are certain folks who, when you get to a certain level, they are very toxic. It's beyond just the negative people in your life who may be an annoyance, right? Those folks, you can try to limit communication. You can try to avoid or walk away from. But the toxic people, they are so toxic and they can become negative. So sometimes you may need to eliminate them altogether. You may need to not engage at all. And in the workplace, I've seen this happen a lot. It's what I call negative groupthink. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Negative groupthink. You get around people and someone starts in complaining and then the next person starts complaining. And before you know it, everyone in the circle around the lunch table is complaining. So I want to challenge you guys. I want to challenge all of you listening today and watching today to be the one that's the positive one. Be the one modeling positive behavior. Be the light. Be the one that others see as a filler. Not only do we want to surround ourselves with fillers, we want to be the filler. So be that filler in life, at work, at home, in every aspect of your life. And here's the thing. Sometimes those boundaries that we set or the kindness that we show still isn't going to be enough. It may not be enough. And so if that is the case, then learn to avoid that person. Learn to, as I call, there may be that exit strategy with some of those folks who are toxic. And so, it's really thinking about what I want my life to be like and who am I? And really putting that out there into the world, and what you put out comes back. I truly believe that. And so, again, surround yourself with those fillers and try to be kind and come from a place of compassion and set those boundaries and focus on that and rise above. And if all else fails and none of that works, then get rid of them. Develop your exit strategy. What is my exit strategy? Detach in the relationship. If the kindness and the boundaries and the conversations don't work, eliminate them if you have to. Let go. And you know, that's hard, particularly when you're talking about someone really close to you. And it may even mean a family member, which is really, really hard. And, you know, you only get one life. And so you've got to figure out who you surround yourself with. And so, you know, letting them go or detaching, it doesn't mean you have to be mean and be a jerk about it. It doesn't mean you have to say mean things. Again, come from a place of compassion, come from a place of kindness, but let them go and then keep moving forward and keep building that momentum in your life. Here's the thing, without guilt. Let go of the guilt. Know that you've done everything you could do. You've tried everything you could to handle this the best way. And then find the lesson in that. Find the lesson in whether it's a relationship gone bad, whether it's someone at work that was negative that you learned how to deal with in a positive way. Learn from that. Grow from that. What is that lesson that life is trying to teach you by putting these people in your life? And realize that ultimately you have control. You have that power. You have that choice on who you do surround yourself with. And remember that sometimes it's okay to let those people go and to value yourself and respect yourself enough to realize that you only want to fill your life up with fillers, that you don't have time for the drainers in life and those folks. And so I think that's just something that I was on my heart today. I wanted to share this with you. I've been getting a lot of responses and questions from my tribe and from clients and from others that I serve about this topic, because you know it's really a difficult one, and it's one that we all need to learn how to deal with those negative people and those toxic people in our life, because we will always have them. And so that's my advice for you guys today. I'm going to also share a couple blog articles that I've written and some other things in the comments, so you'll be able to access those. And be sure to sign up. If you haven't liked my page, go ahead and sign up, and I encourage you to share this with others who might need this message. And reach out to me if you have questions. Thank you guys for all of your comments. You know, give me the likes, give me the loves. Let me know what else you want to hear about as I continue to do these Facebook Lives and help my clients and help my tribe not only build momentum in their life, but just create a life that you love and that you deserve. And, you know, both in your personal life and in your business life, and making the most of each and every day. So, you know, be sure to follow me here on Facebook. Be sure to sign up for my emails so you can hear from me in your inbox, and let's stay in touch. And I hope you've enjoyed today's Facebook Live. Take care and make it a great day. Make today count.